Hello there everybody and welcome to the Animal Highland Weather Club Winter Highlights from the winter of 2025 to 2026 by the Highland Weather Club. So in this video, what it basically means is that every year I go through the variety of things that happen in each winter just so you guys can remember about everything that happening and to keep track in weather. So I am very excited to present this to you today, and we're going to go through a variety of stuff today, so I hope you guys are excited for this because I am. And I mean, this is the animal video that the Highland Weather Club does every year. So just to highlight this before we move on to the late spring into summer. Before we move into summer, I got to do this, and just a reminder, this is probably the last presented video we were going to have from last winter of 2025 to 2026, because after this video we are not going to talk much more about this. So other than the typical weather stuff here, but we're not going to talk any more about this right after this video. So this will be a last video, so this is kind of like the end of winter video. I kind of did the beginning of it as part of the winter forecast back in fall. This is the end of it, so I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and we're going to get started here. So first things first, what we're going to look at here is a difference between a El Nino and a La Nina. This is something that I go through every winter video, so if you know about this, you can skip it to my next slide here. If you or just kind of like study and review this, just so you guys can be on the same page. Like I did this like multiple times on winter videos like this. So okay, so what are they? So a El Nino and La Nina are Pacific Ocean climate patterns that affect weather globally. So this is basically like the center or the equator of Earth in the Pacific Ocean area. So this is a temperature of the water in the Pacific Ocean. So a El Nino, which is right here, are warm waters, weak trade winds. So this is warm waters in the Pacific Ocean, which cause a southerly flow mostly, and parts of the northerly flow that temporarily brings warmer weather and warmer winters. And a La Nina are cool water, strong trade winds, which are cooler than northern in the Pacific Ocean and the equator of it. So this is a El Nino, and that's La Nina. El Nino to the left, La Nina to the right here. So this is just basically on what it is. So now I got a first trivia question for you guys. This is the first trivia question, and the only one too. What did we got this winter, 2025-2026? Is it A, El Nino, B, La Nina, or C, none of those? This is kind of a tricky question, so I will give you can pause the video now and think about it, but if you're ready you can hit start again and I will reveal the answer. Here we go. Actually, it's none of those. It's C, none of those. And do you know why? Because we got a neutral. We got a neutral this year. We were in the neutral for the first time in the long time. So this is kind of subneutral means that Pacific waters were normal the last winter. They were not above average nor below average. This is really rare about what we get. And let me tell you something. It's not like straight on the nose, like on track all winter. It's not like that. Sometimes it can go up, sometimes it can go down on the variety of days. So in this case, it was a down nova, which means it is a neutral La Nina, which means it was actually in the very weak La Nina all year. So if you guys pick letter B, that's not correct, because that is typically if we're like in the normal La Nina. This is the neutral one, so it's which was a tricky winter. Now here is the kind of a sneak first look peek about what will be next winter. And guys, this is called the El Nino and La Nina marble here. This tracks anything. So this means that we have in the past. This is what we have in the past. That line over here, this is now. So this is the current time. This is the current time, and this is a future. And that zero line is a neutral. 0.5 or above is the La Nina, and 0.5 or negative 0.5 and below is the La Nina. And oh my gosh, this is probably going to be another one of those crazy winters, because some marbles are showing it definitely going into a La Nina next year for winter. We are very likely going to be in a La Nina pattern next year for the first time meaning since all those years. And look at that. You can see that line comma going up here closest to the 4. This is the super La Nina, and 4 is definitely a record here. We could break records next season, because in fact we are in the La Nina already, rapidly going up. We could potentially break records next year for La Nina. It's possible, and if we break records next year for La Nina, if goes to the 4 range and above, we could have a I don't know yet winter. I don't know yet winter, which means we don't know what's going to happen next winter, because this will be way above the La Nina limits here. Above the La Nina. We know what to do if we're in the La Nina. We know what to do in the La Nina. We just know what it is when we're in the neutral. But next year, it's probably going to be a records here. And based on historic data, night early indications is that I think it's definitely going to be a little bit warmer next year. But my fall forecast is not ready yet till next fall, so you can just track on this whether you want. It's not going to be ready yet till next fall, so keep with me updated throughout the winter. And with that, let's go into the more of the highlights here about what we got last winter. So this is the temperature forecast from the 2025-26 winter season. This is the temperature forecast that I put out in the fall here. In case you guys haven't checked this video out yet, you can check it out. So this is the forecast here, and we thought it's supposed to go way below normal here for the central, eastern, and northern United States, with way above normal for the south here, across parts of LA and San Diego area, and Florida too. And well, we got it, guys. We got one of the coldest airs yet in our history books. Like, since it was so cold, we didn't even have, some schools were even closed for almost a week. So, especially in January into February. So this is potentially a historic time here, because we've been cold and snowy all winter, and this was really bad. This was like a really bad winter here for us. Like, we were in the teens. We were in the single digits every night. Some nights in the negatives here. Negative 15-degree wind chill. This was a true historic winter. So I hope you get that correct here. So I think most of my observation is correct for this map. Now we skip the precipitation because it's basically the same thing. But this is the snowfall. This is the snowfall forecast from last fall too. So we were forecast to get 15 to 20 plus inches above normal for the Great Lakes in the northeast, 10 to 15 inches above normal for parts of the Purples Hill, 5 to 10 inches above for parts of the blue, and the light blue is 1 to 5 inches above for from Florida all the way up to the Pacific Northwest, with 0 to 5 inches below our average for parts of the Southwest. And so this is the forecast. Now, are you ready to see the official picture look? Let's go. This is the official snowfall from the 25-26 winter season from the National Weather Service final. And there we go. There is the official map about all the snowfall we got. And you can see, so this is the color map. Blue means we got to around from traces of snow to about 6 inches, and you can read this thing here in the bottom right, so you can read what your location is versus what this is. So, and my forecast was pretty much right. My forecast was pretty much right for this. I mean, but only, and you can see Florida too got a trace to about an inch or two right there across the Florida, Georgia, Alabama area. And you can see that line over here. You can see that curly line like I did on the forecast. I was right about this. I was right. We got many cripple system came down, and we got way above average snowfall across the lakes. Like early, this is like 30 plus feet of snow across parts of Ohio, far northeast Ohio, most Pennsylvania, and New York, along with western New York, eastern New York, and the UP and northern Michigan area. And part of this here is actually not like a fact. Part of this is actually because there was a big snowstorm which dumped a lot of snow across the far western into the northern Great Lakes, particularly into Lake Superior, into the UP upper peninsula of Michigan here. And you can see we got water amount of snow across, basically from the Dakotas all the way down into areas that haven't gotten snow for all these years. And you can see the west here too, way more average snowfall than most across the west. Into the Rocky Mountains here, so in southwest, almost got no snowfall except for the higher Rocky Mountains, which is Mobile because they're supposed to get snow in winter. But other than that, they haven't got many snowfall, so I think my forecast was correct here. And now we're going to take a look about a few big storms which occurred last winter. Now this is the first one here, which is a late January snowstorm. This is a huge snowstorm, which it was one of the biggest snowfall I have ever seen. It took place from January 23rd to 27th. It is, the total snowfall index here is 6.774 inches. The highest wind is 80 miles per hour. 958 mobile low pressure system. 31 inches for Massian, and it did have 174 deaths and $4 billion here from this. So it was a historic snowstorm, and you can see I saw kids riding slide rides in Nashville, Tennessee, and New York too. I have never seen anything like this, but there was a social media post that the mayor of New York has ordered all schools in New York City to close, and they also ordered all the kids who see him to throw snowballs, and it was crazy. It was crazy video of all these kids throwing snowballs. And it was cold too. Now if we got snowstorm and the big ice storm too, but it was cold. We got also the power lines down across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. It was historic, guys. It was a big snowstorm, historic, and we will never forget this. It was a historic blizzard white snowstorm, and even us in Ohio, we got cold temperatures. We were in teens, and so and then we got snowstorm. It was like, that was one that causes all schools to close down. So that was his story. We will never forget this. And the other winter storm which occurred is the March storm in the New England area. You can see it here, hit the far northeast coast. That was what dumped a lot of snow across parts of the New Jersey and parts of the area that hasn't gotten any snowfall. They got about 20 inches of snow right by the ocean. It was very strong winds. That was another big snowstorm which we will never forget. And the early May snowstorm too, which occurs May 5th to May 6th in the Colorado and the Wyoming area. And they got leaves already coming on the trees. So they got more power outage than Mobile here. That was a big storm, so yeah, so spring snowstorm, one we will never forget too. So other than that, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Please make sure you like the subscribe button, hit the comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Whoop.